Welcome everyone to a special episode of Games Lost to the Ages. Today is December 17th, 2016 at 3 p.m. as you can see. And what's so special about today is that it's the 1-year anniversary of Games Lost to the Ages. As you can see here, the first videos that went up a year ago on December 17th, 2015. It's a little bit later in the day than what it is now, but the thing is, I think I actually even recorded these before the 17th. This is just when I uploaded them, therefore that makes it the 1-year anniversary. So happy anniversary, everyone, and to me as well. I've produced quite a series here, and I've had a ton of fun doing it too. I've gotten some pretty good support from the community as well. Played a bunch of 3DO games, Nightfire and Super Conflict, one of the first games I ever played. It's been a blast going back here, looking at all these old games that I played way back in the day, bringing them back and being able to play them and demonstrate them to you. The ultimate goal here is, 1, for me to have fun, and 2, more importantly, is for you to have fun watching these videos. I hope that you've been enjoying reliving the experiences of playing these games through watching these videos, and maybe even were inspired to go pull out your own copy of it and play it if you still are fortunate enough to have it, because these are old games. They're all at least 10 years old, so it's that nostalgia factor that really is what makes this series so fun. I put together a little bit of statistics for you guys here. So as of today, I've published 177 videos for Games Lost to the Ages, covering 9 games and 4 different games consoles. And you see here, I haven't even crossed into the realm of the PC, for example. There's games on that I want to demonstrate. And that's the thing, there's so many different games that I want to play, and theoretically, I wanted to do 1 game a month, but realistically, it didn't really turn out that way. So I think 9 games in a year is actually pretty good. If you look at the series runtimes here, this is the runtime of the videos that I uploaded. The actual amount of time it took to record these series for all of them was longer than what you see here. But if you were to watch all 177 of the published videos, it would take you 43 hours, 46 minutes, 48 seconds. That's quite a substantial amount of time for a lot of YouTube videos. So don't go all watching them all at once now, okay? But seriously though, putting these together, I'm going to skip a little ahead here. I would say, very rough estimate, it's taken me about 250 hours this year to produce all of these series. This includes the actual playing time, includes the cuts that didn't make it, includes the process that it takes to assemble the videos. So I have this Pinnacle Studio. It's a bit old now. And I have this Dazzle recording device where I plug in the RCA output from the console, goes in the Dazzle device, which goes into my USB drive, and then I can import it in here. Then I need to assemble the video. Unfortunately, it doesn't support a voice track, not while you're recording. It only lets you do a voiceover after, which is no good because I want a genuine reaction when I'm playing, not just presenting it to you. So I have to pull up the voice recorder here and run this in parallel and then try to synchronize the videos. So I have to assemble the video on here, then I move it over to here, Movie Maker, and I throw it all together, output it, then it gets uploaded onto the YouTube, and here you go. Here's some example of finished products here. So it takes time. It takes a lot of time. That's something I never really realized, and I really appreciate anybody who's out there who does games that they record, whether they're brand new games or if they do something similar to me. It's a lot of time investment. Now, monetarily, hasn't really costed me anything. This is a little misleading because obviously the games I'm playing were all paid for at some point by someone. The computer I have was paid for. the recording device, the microphone. You get the picture. But none of that was bought with the specific intent in mind for Games Lost to the Ages. I ended up only buying one thing, an RCA adapter for the GameCube and the Super Nintendo and the N64. Well, oddly enough, it turned out a few months after I bought it that I actually didn't need it because I had one. My family had one more specifically, and I never knew about it. So all those years in the past, I was actually playing by connecting the console to like the cable input on the TV, when I could have been playing with slightly more reasonable quality gameplay. But I mean, graphics never really were an issue for me, so I guess it doesn't matter. But it's kind of funny. I've only put $5 into this for a whole year's worth of recording, and I could have actually made it $0 if I would have realized that. As far as like the investment on the computer space, recording this series taken up over 1,000 files, 36 folders, and 604 gigabytes. Recording videos takes up a lot of space on your computer. I haven't deleted any videos yet, like any ones that I don't need anymore. And when I make the videos, there's a process. You have the voiceovers, you have the video clips, and then again you have to assemble them into Final Cuts, and sometimes they need to be edited, so you assemble another one. So, and then of course, you know, the descriptions and such, I have them in there. I fill it out, so I have these templates and everything. Just overall, it's a lot of work and it takes up a lot of space, but is it worth it? Oh yes, absolutely, it's worth it. I've been having a ton of fun with it. I hope you have been having fun with it too. And so one other thing that I want to cover in this anniversary episode is in the podcast that I do with my buddy Marsh, who is the other guy in the shadows on our little channel banner. I'm this guy, that's him. On the podcast that we do, I mentioned that for next year I have a major project that I want to do and display on this channel. What is it? Well, I want to be a game developer. Okay, so when I say game developer though, just to be clear, it's not going to be anything fancy. Don't expect a big major release title, some grand thing that the whole world's going to be waiting for. Then that's probably not going to happen. Let's be realistic, okay? So this is what I want to do, is make it as a hobby kind of thing. This is Java coding, if you've never seen this before. This is, I think a lot of games, especially like app games and stuff, are based on Java. I mean, they use JavaScript or other things. Personally, I'm better with C++, but Java is actually, I think, better for the game development just because it comes with a lot of very nice built-in things, and there are other libraries that you can import as well, but this is all just native stuff that you can pull in. So, you know, I can do things, I can set up the user interface, I can put on the squares for a board and everything, mouse listeners, and it all gets put together into something that looks roughly like this. I mean, this is about what you'll be seeing. And so, for example, this is a game that I made up years ago, and I want to port to the PC. And this would probably be the first game that I do a developer diary, which is how I'm going to demonstrate it on the YouTube channel. So, you know, you got things like you can select the piece, changes the color, then you can right click and move. You know, they can take their turns. Right now it's all just user interface, but the way like this game works is you're trying to get one of your pieces to the other guy's goal zone. And the way you move is that you can only move to a spot where you have equal or greater influence on. So like this blue piece can't move to here or here because there's way more red guys. But here, there's actually 2 blue touching here and 1 red, so that they can go ahead and move in there, kind of thing. So it's kind of a strategy game. You're trying to figure out, okay, how can I break through and get to the goal zone? But you gotta be careful, because if you don't pay attention, this guy can get on a breakaway. Now you've got some trouble on your hands and such. And it just, I think it's a really fun concept. Of course I do, because I made it. But I think this would turn out to be a really neat starter game. Something very simple, something that I can just design. You have the board. Eventually I'll put in the logic for the actual pieces and everything. I should have a abstract class that's like game object, and everything extends from that. And I'll get more into that when I do the developer diaries. Mainly what I'm going to do for those videos is I'm going to demonstrate how the game's coming along. Maybe do like a little bit of a playthrough of it. And then I'm going to kind of just explain my rationale behind my code design. The ultimate goal being you guys should be able to play it. So at some point or another, it's going to hopefully be done, or at least in playable condition, and I'll find some kind of site or something that can host open source projects where you can just take this either as an executable and just play it, or even take the source code, and if you want to make your own changes to it, go ahead. I'll just put the license on it saying do what you want with it, you just can't sell it. And I'm not going to be selling it either. This is just all pure hobby gaming, game design and everything. I think this will be really fun. I'm really looking forward to this. As far as the frequency of how often that I post these videos doing this, I haven't decided yet, honestly. I don't know the details. I don't know how much time this will take me. I might end up just posting a video once every 2 weeks or something. Maybe once a week if things are going well. But I also have games lost to the ages that I still want to do. I don't want this to go away because this has been so much fun and such a success. I can't just give it up in favor of this. I think I can definitely run both of these concurrently in some way. I'll just have to find out how. But anyway, that's what I've got coming up for next year. So more games. I'll try to tap into the PC realm, try and take on some strategy games or other things that I find worthwhile demonstrating. In the meantime, we've got the current series Secret Weapons Over Normandy going on, and yeah, I mean that's where we're at. It's been a year since the first videos went up. A lot of progress has been made. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you, the viewers, have really enjoyed watching these videos, whether you watched one in the series or a couple of videos or whatever. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. Means a lot to me. Makes it all worth it. Gives me that motivation to keep posting these videos and these games. Besides that, that's pretty much what I have for this episode. So be on the lookout for a little bit of game development, more games lost to the ages, and hopefully a lot more fun. All right, everyone. I'm Blitz, your host for MaddnessScene. Take care now.